It is a gathering of law enforcement agencies, legal practitioners, and key justice sector stakeholders, all under one roof in Abuja. The National Commission for Persons with Disabilities has convened this two-day training workshop to spotlight a critical issue: access to justice for persons with disabilities. From insightful presentations to powerful conversations, this training aims to break barriers and build bridges toward an inclusive justice system. Chris Abo of the Qualitative Magazine was on ground, and here are what the stakeholders has to say.
It is a very, very important because hitherto persons with disabilities have had it rough through the justice system. You can imagine a person with hearing impairment getting arrested and then dragged to court, and the judge reading the charges to him, but he has no idea what the judge is saying, and eventually judgment is passed on him. He cannot defend himself, he cannot do anything. And then, as I said earlier on, our officers at the correctional homes do not know a lot about persons with disabilities, what we term as accessibility aids in the homes, in our prisons. They are seen as weapons or things that must be snatched, and so it's a very big, big tax. And then sometimes, as a person with disability, you go to a police station to sign the bail bond, so they will release somebody, and the police will glaringly tell you that a PWD cannot sign a bail bond.
Persons with disabilities, because we have drafted justice actors. When we talk about justice actors, we are talking about key functionaries in the justice system: the judges, the magistrates, the police that prosecutes, and even the other arms that prosecute, like the NDLEA, Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and then even the correctional centers, where persons that are convicted or persons that are being held in custody are kept. We have drafted all these people, and we want to teach them what amounts to access to justice. What do you have to insist on having in the justice system that will amount to access to justice? The ministries of justice are here, so we are looking at issues that, one, accessibility. The court premises has to be accessible to persons on wheelchairs and other forms of disability. Then we are looking at sign language interpretation. If you don't have effective communication for deaf persons that you are brought into the justice system, then there is no way you will ensure that there is access. Now,
the challenges person with disability face in the social justice are numerous, because when it comes to social justice, persons with disability don't really get justice because they don't know they don't know what persons with disability face. So if they are aware and to train them on the rights of persons with disabilities and their challenges, it will go a long way to help them understand the needs of persons with disabilities and their challenges.
People that are visually impaired, we actually know that in the operations of our agency, the NDLEA, we have often also seen that people take advantage of persons with disabilities, to give them drugs to sell. And these persons probably maybe think that they don't have other means of livelihood and they are taken advantage of by drug traffickers. So we believe that in this training, we will be able to learn from the highly esteemed justices that are present, and also to give our own inputs on how persons with disabilities ought to know their rights, ought to know their responsibilities, ought to know that they should not be taken advantage of by